One of the most powerful secrets to wealth that rich people know but never talk about is your vibration. This amazing discovery doesn't need any special business skills or fancy money tricks. This secret is about the invisible energy you give off every single day, every single moment. For example, if you want to become rich, the truth is that you need to feel rich inside first before money shows up outside. If you don't do this, you'll keep trying different ways to make money and wonder why nothing works. You'll jump from one business idea to another, from one job to another, always thinking the problem is out there somewhere. So the first thing to learn is this: if your energy doesn't change, your bank account won't change either. This is how vibration really works, and it's been working this way since the beginning of time. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money the hard way. They work longer hours, they stress about bills, they compare themselves to others who seem to have it easier. But what they don't realize is that there's an invisible force at play here, something that's been determining their financial results all along. This force is their vibration, their personal energy signature that goes out into the world every day. Think about it this way. You know how some people just seem to attract good things? They get the promotions, they find money-making opportunities, they always seem to land on their feet financially. Other people, no matter how hard they try, always seem to struggle with money. They work just as hard, maybe even harder, but money feels like it's always slipping through their fingers. The difference isn't luck, and it's not because life is unfair. The difference is vibration. Your vibration is like a radio station that's broadcasting a signal 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This signal is made up of your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and your expectations about money. Just like a radio picks up whatever station it's tuned to, the universe picks up whatever vibration you're sending out and sends back experiences that match that frequency. If you've ever tried to follow traditional money advice, you probably noticed something frustrating. The advice sounds logical, it makes sense on paper, but when you try to apply it in real life, it doesn't seem to work the way it worked for other people. You might have tried budgeting, investing, starting a side business, or even changing careers entirely. Maybe these things worked for a little while. Maybe you saw some small improvements, but then you found yourself right back where you started. This happens because most money advice only deals with the outside actions, the physical world of money. But money doesn't actually start in the physical world. Money starts in the invisible world of energy and vibration. If you try to change your financial results without changing your vibration first, it's like trying to change what you see in a mirror by wiping the mirror instead of changing what's standing in front of it. When you understand this principle, you'll realize why some people can start with nothing and build massive wealth, while others can inherit money or win the lottery and end up broke again within a few years. The people who build lasting wealth have a wealthy vibration. The people who lose money have a broke vibration, no matter how much money they temporarily have in their hands. If you're ready to finally break free from money struggles, if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're done with the stress and worry that comes from never having enough, then this could be the most important message you ever hear. But here's the thing. This isn't going to be easy. This isn't another quick fix or magic bullet that promises overnight success. This is about making a fundamental shift in how you relate to money and abundance. Most people aren't ready for this kind of change because it requires them to look at themselves honestly. It requires them to admit that maybe, just maybe, they've been doing things wrong. It requires them to take responsibility for their financial situation instead of blaming the economy, their boss, their background, or their circumstances. This is scary for most people because it's easier to believe that money problems are happening to them rather than being created by them. Right now, your financial situation is a perfect mirror of your internal vibration around money. If you're struggling with money, it's because somewhere inside you, you have a struggling vibration. If money feels hard to you, it's because you have a vibration that money is hard. If you feel like you never have enough, it's because your vibration is focused on not having enough. This might be hard to hear, especially if you've been working really hard and trying your best to improve your financial situation. You might be thinking, but I want money. I think about money all the time. How can you say I don't have the right vibration? Here's the thing. Wanting money and having an abundant vibration are two completely different things. In fact, wanting money often comes from a place of not having money, which means your vibration is actually focused on lack, not abundance. I'm going to share with you a simple daily practice that completely transformed my relationship with money and still guides my life today. This practice doesn't cost anything. It doesn't require any special tools or equipment, and you can start doing it immediately. But here's what it does require. It requires you to be consistent. It requires you to have faith even when you can't see results yet. And it requires you to be willing to feel different about money than you've ever felt before. This practice is based on a principle that wealthy people understand intuitively, even if they can't explain it. They understand that how you feel about money determines how much money flows to you. They understand that your relationship with money is more important than your knowledge about money. They understand that being abundant inside creates abundance outside. The practice is this. Every single day, you're going to spend time feeling like you already have all the money you could ever want or need. Not thinking about it, not visualizing it, but actually feeling it in your body. You're going to feel the relief of never having to worry about money again. You're going to feel the joy of being able to buy what you want without checking your bank account first. You're going to feel the confidence that comes from knowing you can handle any financial situation that comes your way. Your vibration is like a radio signal that's constantly broadcasting to the universe, and riches are constantly tuning in to find signals that match their frequency. This isn't just a nice metaphor. This is literally how the universe works. Everything in existence is energy vibrating at different frequencies, including you, including money, including every opportunity and circumstance in your life. Your inner energy and your outer money situation are connected by invisible threads that most people never learn to see. When your vibration matches the frequency of abundance, you naturally attract abundant experiences. When your vibration matches the frequency of struggle, you naturally attract struggling experiences. This happens automatically, without you having to think about it or try to make it happen. Let's take a look at what kind of signal you might be broadcasting right now. If you're like most people, you probably think about money multiple times every day. You might check your bank account, worry about upcoming bills, compare prices when you're shopping, or stress about whether you'll have enough money for the things you want or need. Each time you have one of these experiences, you're sending out a vibration. If you check your bank account and feel disappointed by what you see, you're broadcasting a not enough money signal. If you worry about bills, you're broadcasting a money is scarce signal. If you stress about whether you can afford something, you're broadcasting a money is limited signal. The universe receives these signals and responds by sending you more experiences that match them. It doesn't judge whether these signals are good or bad for you. It simply gives you more of whatever you're broadcasting. This is why people who worry about money tend to have more money problems to worry about. This is why people who feel like they never have enough tend to experience more situations where they don't have enough. Your vibration is shaped by your beliefs, and your beliefs about money were formed long before you started earning your own income. Maybe you grew up in a household where money was always tight, where parents argued about finances, where you heard phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that. Maybe you learned that money is hard to earn, that you have to work really hard for every dollar, that rich people are greedy or dishonest. These beliefs became part of your vibration about money, and they've been attracting experiences that confirm them ever since. If you believe money is hard to earn, you'll find that earning money feels difficult for you. If you believe you have to work really hard for money, you'll find yourself working really hard but still struggling financially. If you believe that having a lot of money makes you greedy, you'll unconsciously sabotage yourself whenever you start to accumulate wealth. The amazing thing is that most people don't even realize they have these beliefs. They think they want money. They think they have a positive attitude about wealth. But deep down, their vibration is broadcasting something completely different. They might consciously think, I want to be rich, but their subconscious vibration is saying, money is evil, or I don't deserve wealth, or people like me don't get rich. The world around you is constantly responding to your vibration about money, but most people don't notice this response because they think it's just coincidence or bad luck. Let me give you some examples of how this works in real life. If your vibration says, I never have enough money, the world will provide you with plenty of situations where you don't have enough. You might get unexpected bills. Your car might break down when money is tight, or you might lose hours at work just when you need the income most. If your vibration says money is hard to come by, you'll find that making money feels like an uphill battle. You might work really hard but get paid less than you deserve, or you might find that every financial opportunity requires more effort than it seems to require for other people. On the other hand, if your vibration says, money flows easily to me, you'll start noticing that money does flow more easily. You might get unexpected bonuses, find money-saving deals on things you need, or discover new sources of income that feel almost effortless. If your vibration says, I always have more than enough, you'll find that you do always seem to have what you need, even when logic suggests you shouldn't. Most people today are completely disconnected from their inner abundance because they're so focused on the outer world of money. They spend all their time and energy trying to manipulate external circumstances, working more hours, looking for better jobs, starting side businesses, cutting expenses, following investment advice. All of these things can be helpful, but they're not addressing the root cause of financial struggle. The root cause is always vibrational. Until you change your vibration about money, you'll keep attracting the same types of financial experiences no matter what external actions you take. You might temporarily improve your situation through hard work or smart strategies, but if your vibration hasn't changed, you'll eventually find yourself back where you started. This is why lottery winners often end up broke again within a few years. They had a broke vibration when they bought the ticket, they still had a broke vibration when they won, and their broke vibration eventually recreated broke circumstances in their lives. The money didn't change their vibration, it just temporarily masked it. We live in a world that constantly distracts us from our inner abundance. Social media shows us what other people have, making us feel like we don't have enough. Advertising tells us we need more things to be happy, creating a vibration of wanting and lacking. The news fills us with stories about economic problems, recession fears, and financial disasters, programming us to vibrate at the frequency of financial worry. All of these influences are training us to focus on what we don't have rather than what we do have. They're teaching us to vibrate at the frequency of scarcity rather than abundance. And the more we vibrate at the frequency of scarcity, the more scarcity we experience in our actual financial lives. This is why it's so important to become conscious of your vibration about money. You have to actively choose abundance over scarcity, gratitude over wanting, confidence over worry. You have to train yourself to focus on the money that's already flowing to you rather than the money you wish you had. Your vibration about money is broadcasting 24 hours a day, whether you're aware of it or not. It's broadcasting when you're asleep through your dreams about money. It's broadcasting when you're at work through your feelings about your paycheck. It's broadcasting when you're shopping through your thoughts about prices. It's broadcasting when you're paying bills through your emotions about spending money. This constant broadcasting is constantly attracting experiences that match your vibrational frequency. If your predominant vibration about money is worry, you'll attract situations that give you more to worry about. If your predominant vibration about money is gratitude, you'll attract situations that give you more to be grateful for. If your predominant vibration about money is confidence, you'll attract situations that make you feel more confident about your financial abilities. The key is to become conscious of what you're broadcasting and deliberately choose to broadcast the vibration of someone who already has abundant wealth. This doesn't mean pretending you have money when you don't or lying to yourself about your current situation. It means feeling the internal state of abundance, the peace, confidence, and gratitude that comes with having plenty of money, regardless of what your external circumstances look like right now. When you can consistently broadcast the vibration of abundance, abundance will consistently flow into your life through channels you never expected and in ways you never could have planned. This is the secret that wealthy people know, and it's the secret that can transform your financial life starting today. Your vibration about money isn't just one simple signal. It's actually sending out two very specific types of messages that determine everything about your financial life. The first signal is about how you feel about yourself in relationship to money. The second signal is about how you feel about money itself. These two signals work together to create your complete financial vibration, and understanding both of them is absolutely crucial if you want to attract lasting wealth. Most people have never thought about these two different aspects of their money vibration, which is why their attempts to improve their finances often fail. They might try to think more positively about money, but if they still feel bad about themselves in relation to money, their vibration remains mixed and conflicted. Or they might work on building their self-confidence, but if they still have negative beliefs about money itself, they'll unconsciously push wealth away even as they're trying to attract it. The first signal your vibration broadcasts is about your relationship with yourself around money. This includes beliefs like, "I'm good with money," or "I'm terrible with finances." It includes feelings like, "I deserve wealth," or "people like me don't get rich." It includes your sense of identity around money, whether you see yourself as someone who naturally attracts abundance or someone who always struggles financially. If deep down you believe, "I'm not good with money," that's exactly the signal you're broadcasting to the universe every single day. The universe receives this signal and responds by giving you experiences that confirm your belief. You might make poor financial decisions without realizing why. You might miss obvious money-making opportunities. You might find that even when you do make good financial choices, they somehow don't work out as well for you as they do for other people. This happens because your vibration is literally attracting experiences that match your self-concept. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, you'll unconsciously do things that create struggle. You'll procrastinate on important financial tasks. You'll avoid learning about money management. You'll make choices that keep you in familiar patterns of financial difficulty, because that's what feels normal to you. On the other hand, if you truly believe, "I'm naturally good with money," your vibration broadcasts that message and attracts experiences that confirm it. You'll find yourself making better financial decisions almost automatically. You'll notice opportunities that other people miss. You'll feel more confident in financial situations, which leads to better outcomes. You'll attract mentors, information, and circumstances that help you succeed financially. The second signal your vibration broadcasts is about your relationship with money as a concept, as an energy, as a force in the world. This includes beliefs like money is good or money is evil. It includes feelings like money is abundant or money is scarce. It includes your overall attitude toward wealth and what it means to have financial abundance. Many people have deeply conflicted feelings about money that they've never examined. They want money for themselves, but they judge other people who have money. They dream about being wealthy, but they also believe that wanting money is shallow or materialistic. They wish they had more money, but they also think that money causes problems and stress. These internal conflicts create a confused, mixed vibration that attracts confused, mixed financial results. If you have any beliefs that money is bad, wrong, or dangerous, your vibration will include those beliefs and you'll unconsciously sabotage your own financial success. You might work really hard to make money, but then spend it all quickly because holding on to money feels uncomfortable. You might have good business ideas, but never follow through on them because success feels scary. You might earn more money, but then create problems or crises that require you to spend it all. This is why so many people have a pattern of getting ahead financially and then having something happen that puts them right back where they started. It's not bad luck. It's their vibration about money creating circumstances that match their comfort zone around wealth. Here's something that will change how you think about your financial struggles forever. The universe is like a completely loyal friend who always wants to prove that you're right about everything. Whatever you believe about yourself and money, the universe will work tirelessly to show you evidence that confirms your beliefs. If you believe, I always have bad luck with money, the universe will show you situations that feel like bad luck. If you believe rich people are greedy and dishonest, the universe will show you examples of greedy, dishonest rich people. If you believe I don't deserve to be wealthy, the universe will create circumstances that ensure you don't become wealthy, at least not for long. But this same principle works in your favor when you change your beliefs. If you truly believe money flows easily to me, the universe will show you evidence of money flowing easily. If you believe I deserve abundance, the universe will create circumstances that bring abundance into your life. If you believe money is a tool for good in the world, the universe will show you ways to use money positively and attract more of it in the process. The key is understanding that the universe isn't judging whether your beliefs are good or bad for you. It's simply responding to the vibration you're sending out. It's like a mirror that reflects back whatever you put in front of it. If you put a frown in front of a mirror, the mirror shows you a frown. If you put a smile in front of a mirror, the mirror shows you a smile. The mirror isn't trying to make you happy or sad. It's just showing you what's there. Most people try to change their financial situation through direct manipulation, working harder, cutting expenses, investing differently, starting new businesses. These actions can be helpful, but they often fail because they don't address the underlying vibration that created the financial problems in the first place. It's like trying to change what you see in a mirror by reaching out and trying to rearrange the reflection. You can push and pull at the mirror image all day long, but nothing will really change until you change what's standing in front of the mirror. Your external financial situation is the reflection, and your internal vibration is what's standing in front of the mirror. When you understand this principle, you realize why some people can start with nothing and build great wealth, while others can start with advantages and still struggle financially. The people who build wealth have learned to work with their vibration first and their external actions second. They change how they feel about themselves and money, and then their external actions become naturally more effective. Think about how influence works in human relationships. If you want someone to do something, the least effective approach is usually to demand that they do it directly. If you tell someone, "You have to change your mind about this," they'll probably resist and become more attached to their original position. But if you share stories, ask questions, and help them discover new perspectives for themselves, they're much more likely to genuinely change their thinking. Your financial reality works the same way. If you try to force changes through willpower and direct action alone, you'll often encounter resistance and setbacks. But if you influence your reality indirectly by changing your vibration first, the external changes happen much more naturally and sustainably. This is why wealthy people often seem to make money effortlessly while others struggle despite working much harder. The wealthy people have learned to create the right vibration first, and then opportunities, ideas, and resources flow to them naturally. They're not trying to force success. They're allowing success to come to them by becoming a vibrational match for it. Your goal is to become someone who influences their financial reality indirectly through vibration, rather than someone who tries to control their financial reality directly through force. When you master this approach, money will start flowing to you in ways that feel almost magical, even though they're actually following precise universal laws. Here's something that trips up almost everyone who starts working with vibration and money. There's always a time delay between when you change your vibration and when you see the results in your physical financial situation. This delay is not a flaw in the system, and it doesn't mean the principles don't work. It's actually a crucial part of how the universe operates, and understanding it will save you from making the mistakes that cause most people to give up just before their breakthrough. In your mind and in your feelings, you can shift from feeling broke to feeling abundant in just a moment. You can close your eyes right now and imagine what it would feel like to have all the money you could ever want. You can feel the relief, the joy, the confidence, the freedom. That shift happens instantly in the world of energy and vibration. But in the physical world, money takes time to show up because everything in the material realm moves slower than thoughts and feelings. This is actually a good thing, even though it can be frustrating when you're waiting for results. Imagine if every thought and feeling you had about money instantly became reality. You'd be rich one moment when you felt abundant, then broke the next moment when you worried about a bill, then rich again when you felt grateful, then broke again when you compared yourself to someone else. Your financial life would be chaos, constantly shifting based on your momentary thoughts and moods. Money exists in the physical world, which means it has to follow physical laws. Just like it takes time for a seed to grow into a tree, it takes time for a vibration to grow into a financial result. The denser something is, the longer it takes to change. Thoughts and feelings are very light and can change instantly. Money, jobs, business opportunities, and financial circumstances are much denser and take longer to shift. This is why you have to hold your new abundant vibration long enough for your desire to manifest in the physical world. Most people change their vibration for a few days or weeks, and when they don't see immediate results, they assume it's not working and go back to their old patterns of thinking and feeling about money. But the universe was already responding to their new vibration. It just needed more time to organize the physical circumstances necessary to deliver their results. Think of it like planting a garden. When you plant seeds, you don't dig them up after a few days to see if they're growing. You water them consistently and trust that growth is happening underground, even when you can't see it yet. Your financial vibration works the same way. When you consistently broadcast an abundant vibration, changes are happening in the invisible realm even before you can see them in your bank account. Whatever you want to have financially, you need to start by adopting the identity of someone who already has it. If you want to be a millionaire, you need to start thinking, feeling, and acting like a millionaire before you actually have $1,000,000. If you want to have financial freedom, you need to adopt the identity of someone who is financially free before your circumstances change. This doesn't mean pretending you have money when you don't, or spending money you don't have. It means cultivating the internal state, the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes of someone who has the financial life you want. How would a millionaire think about money? How would they feel when paying bills? How would they approach financial decisions? How would they treat opportunities? How would they handle setbacks? When you consistently hold this identity, even when your external circumstances don't match it yet, you start making different choices. You start noticing different opportunities. You start attracting different people and situations. You start behaving in ways that naturally lead to the financial results you want. Here's what happens to most people when they start working with vibration. They get excited about the principles, they feel abundant for a while, they expect quick results, and when those results don't appear immediately, their mood starts to drop. As their mood drops, their vibration drops with it. They start doubting whether this approach works. They start thinking maybe they're not good enough or worthy enough for it to work for them. They start feeling disappointed and frustrated. Then, often just when they've given up hope, something good happens financially. They get an unexpected check, a new opportunity appears, or they solve a money problem in an unexpected way. But by this time, their vibration has dropped so low that they can't maintain the good thing that shows up. They might get some money, but then immediately have an expense that takes it away. They might get a great opportunity, but then sabotage it through self-doubt or fear. This creates a wave pattern in their financial life. Up and down, good and bad, hope and disappointment, over and over again. They experience temporary improvements followed by setbacks, and they can't understand why they can't seem to maintain consistent financial progress. The solution to this roller coaster pattern is to remain loyal to your abundant identity and vibration, regardless of what you see happening in your external circumstances. You have to understand that your current circumstances were created by your past vibration, and your future circumstances are being created by your current vibration. If you're feeling abundant today, but your bank account still looks empty, remember that your bank account is showing you the results of how you were vibrating weeks or months ago. Your abundant vibration today is creating your future financial reality, but it needs time to manifest in the physical world. This is the test that separates people who create lasting wealth from people who continue to struggle financially. Can you maintain an abundant vibration even when your current circumstances don't reflect abundance yet? Can you feel wealthy inside even when your bank account says otherwise? Can you act from confidence even when you have reasons to worry? The people who pass this test are the ones who break free from financial struggle permanently. They learn to base their vibration on where they're going, not on where they currently are. They learn to feel successful before they see success, to feel abundant before they have abundance, to feel wealthy before they accumulate wealth. Patience in this context doesn't mean passive waiting. It means actively maintaining your abundant vibration while trusting that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring you results. It means continuing to think, feel, and act like someone who has plenty of money, even when your current situation suggests otherwise. This kind of patience is actually a form of faith. Faith in the universal laws that govern how vibration creates reality. When you truly understand these laws, patience becomes easier because you know that your consistent, abundant vibration absolutely must create abundant results. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. The timing of your results depends on many factors: how consistently you maintain your new vibration, how much your old patterns resist the change, how big the shift is that you're trying to create, and how the universe can best arrange circumstances to deliver what you want. But when you maintain your vibration with patience and consistency, the results are inevitable. This is why the wealthy often say that success took them years to achieve but happened faster than they expected. They maintained their successful vibration for years, even when they couldn't see results, and then everything seemed to come together quickly once the physical world caught up with their energetic reality. Here's something that will completely change how you think about your thoughts and feelings around money. Your vibration doesn't actually pick up the emotion behind what you're thinking. It picks up the specific content of what you're focusing on. This distinction is absolutely crucial because most people are unknowingly asking for more of what they don't want by focusing on what they don't want, even when they have good intentions. Let me explain what this means with some examples. If you're feeling frustrated and you think, "I hate being broke," your vibration doesn't register the hate or the frustration. What it registers is being broke. So even though you hate being broke, your vibration is actually focused on and attracting more experiences of being broke. If you think, "I don't want to struggle with money anymore," your vibration doesn't hear the "don't want" part. It hears "struggle with money" and creates more situations where you struggle with money. This is why so many people who complain about their money problems seem to have more and more money problems to complain about. They think they're expressing their dissatisfaction in order to motivate themselves to change, but they're actually reinforcing the very experiences they want to escape from. Every time they focus on what's wrong with their financial situation, they're sending out a vibration that attracts more of what's wrong. When you complain about money, you're doing much more than just expressing frustration. You're actually placing an order with the universe for more of what you're complaining about. If you frequently think thoughts like, "I never have enough money," "bills keep piling up," "I can't afford anything," or "money is so tight," your vibration is constantly broadcasting these experiences as your reality, and the universe responds by giving you more situations that match these statements. The universe doesn't interpret your complaints as requests for change. It interprets them as statements about what you want to experience. When you say, "I hate my financial situation," the universe hears "financial situation" and gives you more situations to have feelings about. When you say, "I'm tired of being broke," the universe hears "being broke" and provides more experiences of being broke for you to be tired of. This is why people who are always talking about their money problems tend to have ongoing money problems, while people who rarely discuss financial difficulties seem to have fewer of them. It's not that wealthy people don't have challenges. It's that they've learned not to give those challenges energy and attention through constant focus and discussion. The fastest way to shift your vibration from lack to abundance is to start appreciating what you already have right now. This doesn't mean pretending you have more than you do or being satisfied with less than you want. It means recognizing and feeling grateful for the money and abundance that's already present in your life, even if it's not as much as you'd like. Most people are so focused on what they don't have that they completely overlook what they do have. They focus on the bills they can't pay instead of appreciating the money they do have to pay some bills. They focus on the things they can't afford instead of appreciating the things they can afford. They focus on how little money they have instead of being grateful that they have any money at all. When you shift your focus to appreciating what you have, several powerful things happen. First, you start vibrating at the frequency of gratitude, which is one of the highest and most attractive vibrations you can broadcast. Second, you train your mind to notice abundance instead of lack, which makes you more aware of opportunities and resources you were missing before. Third, You create a feeling of having enough, which attracts more experiences of having enough. One of the most powerful practices you can develop is learning to see and appreciate abundance everywhere around you. This means noticing the abundance in nature, the millions of leaves on trees, the countless stars in the sky, the endless variety of flowers and plants. It means appreciating the abundance in your daily life, the abundance of air to breathe, water to drink, food available in stores, information available online. When you train your mind to see abundance everywhere, you start to realize that scarcity is actually an illusion. There's an abundance of everything in the universe. Abundance of resources, abundance of opportunities, abundance of love, abundance of beauty, abundance of possibilities. The only reason you might experience scarcity is because you're focusing on the tiny fraction of everything that you don't currently have access to, instead of focusing on the vast abundance that's all around you. This shift in perception changes your entire vibration about money and wealth. Instead of operating from a belief that there's not enough to go around, you start operating from a knowing that there's more than enough for everyone, including you. Instead of feeling like you have to compete for limited resources, you start feeling confident that there's plenty for you to claim your share. The questions you ask yourself about money determine what your mind focuses on, which determines your vibration, which determines what you attract. Most people ask themselves questions that focus their attention on lack and problems. Why don't I have enough money? Why is it so hard for me to make money? Why do other people seem to have it easier than me? What's wrong with me that I can't get ahead financially? These questions force your mind to search for evidence of lack, difficulty, and personal inadequacy. Your mind will always find what it's looking for, so if you ask it to find reasons why you don't have money, it will find plenty of reasons. If you ask it to find evidence that making money is hard, it will find plenty of evidence. If you ask it to find what's wrong with you financially, it will create a list of your shortcomings. But you can completely change your vibration and your results by asking different questions. Questions that focus your mind on abundance and possibility. What do I want my relationship with money to look like? How can I appreciate the money that's already flowing to me? What would it feel like to have complete financial freedom? What opportunities might I be missing because I'm focused on problems instead of possibilities? Most people have a very clear picture of what they don't want financially, but only a vague idea of what they do want. They can describe their money problems in great detail, but when you ask them to describe their ideal financial life, they give general answers like, I just want enough, or I want to be comfortable, or I don't want to worry about money. This vagueness keeps them stuck because your vibration can only attract what you're clearly focused on. If your vision of financial abundance is fuzzy and unclear, your vibration will be fuzzy and unclear, and you'll attract fuzzy, unclear results. But when you get crystal clear about exactly what you want your financial life to look like, your vibration becomes focused and powerful, and you start attracting specific results that match your clear vision. Take time to really think about what financial abundance would look like for you personally. How much money would you like to have? What would you do with that money? How would having financial abundance change your daily life? What kinds of experiences would you have? How would you feel when you wake up in the morning knowing you have plenty of money? How would you feel when paying bills or making purchases? The more specific and detailed your vision becomes, the more your vibration aligns with that vision, and the faster the universe can deliver experiences that match what you're clearly asking for. Most people are completely trapped in a cycle that keeps them broke, and they don't even realize they're in it. This cycle is so automatic, so unconscious, that it feels like just the normal way life works. But once you understand this cycle and learn how to break free from it, you will literally see your financial reality changing before your eyes. You'll never again wonder why your money situation stays the same, no matter what you try to do to change it. Here's exactly how this trap works, and I want you to pay close attention because this might be the most important thing you ever learn about money. First, people look at their current financial situation. Maybe they have bills to pay, maybe their bank account is low, maybe they're stressed about money. This observation creates worry, fear, and stress inside them. These negative emotions create a vibration of lack and struggle. This vibration of lack and struggle attracts more situations that involve lack and struggle. Then what happens? They look at their financial situation again, see that nothing has improved or that things have gotten worse, and the whole cycle starts over again. They observe their broke reality, which makes them feel broke, which creates a broke vibration, which attracts more broke experiences, which gives them more broke reality to observe. It's like being trapped in a room with mirrors on every wall. Everywhere they look, they see the same reflection of financial struggle, and they don't realize that they're the ones standing in the middle creating that reflection. This is exactly why people can try strategy after strategy, job after job, business idea after business idea, and keep getting the same results. They might see temporary improvements that get them excited and hopeful, but then they always seem to end up back where they started. They start to think there's something wrong with them, or that they're just unlucky, or that financial success isn't meant for people like them. But the real problem isn't with the strategies they're trying. The problem is with the cycle they're trapped in. No external strategy can create lasting change when your internal vibration keeps recreating the same type of experiences. You might temporarily override your vibration through hard work or smart tactics, but eventually your vibration wins and pulls your external reality back into alignment with your internal frequency. This is why some people can start with nothing and build lasting wealth, while others can inherit money or win the lottery and end up broke again within a few years. The people who build lasting wealth have broken free from the broke cycle and learned to operate from an abundant cycle. The people who lose money are still trapped in the broke cycle. So even when money comes to them from outside sources, their vibration eventually recreates familiar patterns of financial struggle. Successful people have learned to completely reverse this cycle, and once you understand how they do it, you can apply the same principle in your own life starting today. Instead of starting with observation of their current reality, they start with creation of their desired reality. Instead of letting their current circumstances determine their vibration, they choose their vibration based on where they want to go. Here's how the wealthy cycle works. First, they decide what they want their financial life to look like. They create a clear, specific vision of financial abundance. Then, they generate the thoughts, feelings, and energy that match that vision. They feel abundant before they have abundance. They think like wealthy people before they become wealthy. They vibrate at the frequency of financial success before they see financial success in their external world. When they consistently broadcast this abundant vibration, the universe has no choice but to start reflecting it back to them in the form of new opportunities, ideas, resources, and circumstances. At first, these reflections might be small. Maybe they find a better deal on something they need, or they get an unexpected small amount of money, or they meet someone who gives them a useful idea. Here's where most people make a crucial mistake, and here's where successful people do something completely different. When successful people see these small positive reflections of their abundant vibration, they don't dismiss them as coincidence or luck. Instead, they use them as confirmation that their new vibration is working. They get excited about the small improvements, they appreciate them, they expect more of them. This confirmation process is absolutely critical because it strengthens their abundant vibration and helps them maintain it even when their overall circumstances haven't completely changed yet. They might still have financial challenges in some areas of their life, but they focus their attention on the areas where improvement is happening. They celebrate every small victory. They treat every positive development as proof that their abundant vibration is creating results. Most people do the opposite. When small improvements happen, they barely notice them because they're so focused on the bigger problems that haven't been solved yet. Or they notice the improvements but dismiss them as not being enough or not happening fast enough. This dismissal actually weakens their vibration and slows down the process of creating more positive changes. The difference between people who struggle financially and people who thrive financially comes down to this. Strugglers are trapped in the victim cycle where they let their circumstances determine their vibration, while thrivers have learned the creator cycle where they let their vibration determine their circumstances. When you're operating from the victim cycle, you're always reacting to what's happening to you. Your financial situation controls how you think and feel about money. Bad financial news makes you feel bad. Good financial news makes you feel good. Your emotional state and your vibration are completely dependent on external events that you feel you have no control over. When you're operating from the creator cycle, you're always acting from your chosen vibration, regardless of what's currently happening around you. You decide how you want to feel about money, and you maintain that feeling even when your circumstances don't match it yet. You recognize that your current circumstances were created by your past vibration, and your future circumstances are being created by your current vibration. To break free from the victim cycle and establish the creator cycle in your own life, you need to make a fundamental shift in how you start each day. Instead of checking your bank account or thinking about your bills first thing in the morning, you need to start by choosing your vibration for the day. Before you look at any external evidence of your current financial situation, spend time feeling the way you would feel if you already had all the money you could ever want or need. Feel the relief of never having to worry about money again. Feel the confidence of knowing you can handle any financial situation. Feel the joy of being able to be generous with others. Feel the excitement of having complete financial freedom to do what you love. When you start your day from this abundant vibration, you approach everything that happens during the day from a position of strength and confidence instead of worry and fear. You make different decisions. You notice different opportunities. You attract different people and situations. You respond to challenges differently. Your entire experience of life begins to shift because you're no longer letting your circumstances control your vibration. I want to share something personal with you because I know that understanding principles is one thing, but seeing proof that they actually work in real life is something completely different. I lived trapped in that broke cycle for many years of my life. I tried every money-making method I could find, every business opportunity that promised quick results, every investment strategy that claimed to be foolproof. Some of these things worked temporarily and got me excited, thinking I had finally figured out the secret to financial success. But inevitably, I would end up right back where I started, sometimes even worse off than before. I couldn't understand why other people seemed to make money so easily while everything felt like such a struggle for me. I started to believe that maybe I just wasn't cut out for financial success, that maybe some people were naturally good with money and others weren't, and I was obviously in the second category. I felt frustrated, discouraged, and honestly pretty hopeless about ever creating the financial life I really wanted. When I first learned about vibration and how it affects financial results, I have to admit that I thought it sounded too simple to actually work. Part of me was skeptical because I had tried so many other approaches that had promised amazing results and then disappointed me. I thought this was probably just another feel-good concept that would make me feel better temporarily, but wouldn't create any real changes in my bank account. But I was desperate enough to try anything, so I decided to give it an honest effort. I started practicing the principles I'm sharing with you, focusing on abundance instead of lack, feeling wealthy before I had wealth, appreciating the money that was already flowing to me instead of constantly thinking about what I didn't have. At first, nothing seemed to happen, and I almost gave up several times. But then I started noticing small things, opportunities I hadn't seen before, ideas that came to me out of nowhere, people who offered to help me in unexpected ways. The changes were so subtle at first that I almost missed them, but gradually they became bigger and more obvious. What happened next was honestly beyond anything I had ever imagined was possible. Money started flowing to me through channels I never could have predicted, in amounts that exceeded my original goals, and in ways that felt almost effortless compared to all the struggling I had done before. But more than the money itself, what amazed me was how natural and easy it felt once I learned to work with vibration instead of against it. The best part is that this wasn't just a temporary improvement, it became my new normal. Once I learned how to maintain an abundant vibration consistently, my financial life stabilized at a level that would have seemed impossible when I was trapped in the broke cycle. I realized that I had spent years trying to change my external circumstances when what I really needed to change was my internal vibration. Here's the exact practice that completely transformed my relationship with money, and I still use it every single day without exception. This practice doesn't cost anything, doesn't require any special equipment or knowledge, and takes less than 5 minutes. But it's probably the most powerful 5 minutes you can spend if you're serious about creating lasting financial abundance. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you look at your bank account, before you think about your bills or your financial situation, you're going to spend 5 minutes feeling like you already have all the money you could ever want or need. Not thinking about having money, not visualizing having money, but actually feeling in your body what it would be like to be completely financially free. Close your eyes and imagine that you have so much money that you never have to worry about finances again. Feel the relief in your chest and shoulders as all that financial stress melts away. Feel the confidence that comes from knowing you can handle any expense that comes up. Feel the joy of being able to buy what you want without checking prices. Feel the peace of knowing your future is financially secure. Feel the excitement of being able to help other people and contribute to causes you care about. Throughout your day, you're going to catch yourself falling back into old patterns of worry, stress, or negative thinking about money. This is completely normal and expected. Don't judge yourself for it. Instead, you're going to use these moments as opportunities to reset your vibration. Whenever you notice yourself feeling worried about money, asking yourself limiting questions, or focusing on what you don't have, you're going to pause and ask yourself this question: what would someone with plenty of money think about this situation right now? Then you're going to think that thought and feel that feeling instead of the worried, stressed feeling you were having. If you're paying a bill and feeling stressed about money leaving your account, ask yourself how someone with plenty of money would feel about paying that bill. They would probably feel grateful that they have the money to pay it, appreciative of the service they're receiving, and confident that more money is always flowing to them. If you're looking at something you want to buy but can't afford, ask yourself how someone with abundant wealth would think about it. They would probably either buy it without stress or choose not to buy it because they don't really need it, but either way, they wouldn't feel deprived or frustrated. Before you go to sleep each night, you're going to end your day by appreciating any money that flowed to you during that day, no matter how small the amount might seem. This includes your regular income, but it also includes finding a penny on the street, getting a discount on something you bought, receiving something for free that you would have had to pay for, or saving money in any way. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is training your vibration to notice and appreciate money flowing to you instead of only noticing when money flows away from you. Most people go to bed thinking about the money they spent or the bills they have to pay, which programs their subconscious mind with thoughts of money leaving them. But you're going to program your subconscious mind with thoughts of money coming to you by ending each day with gratitude for financial abundance. This practice might seem simple or even silly at first, but it's actually retraining your brain to look for evidence of abundance instead of evidence of lack. Over time, this completely changes your dominant vibration about money, which changes what you attract into your life. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want you to understand something that will change how you see yourself and your financial potential forever. The power to create abundance has always been inside you. It was there when you were struggling, it was there when you were worried, and it's still there right now as you're learning these principles. The only difference between your past financial struggles and your future financial abundance is learning how to access and direct this power through your vibration. Your vibration about money is like a radio station that's been broadcasting the same frequency for years, attracting experiences that match that frequency. But just like you can change the station on a radio, you can change your vibrational frequency about money. When you tune into the frequency of abundance, you automatically start attracting abundant experiences. When you tune into the frequency of gratitude, you automatically start attracting more things to be grateful for. What you see in your bank account right now is simply an echo of the vibration you've been broadcasting in the past. It's not a reflection of your worth, your potential, or your future possibilities. It's just feedback about the frequency you've been tuned to. But starting today, you can tune to a completely different frequency and start creating completely different financial results. Remember that your external financial reality is like a mirror that reflects your internal vibration about money. This mirror doesn't judge whether your vibration is good or bad for you. It simply reflects back whatever you consistently broadcast. If you've been broadcasting worry, stress, and feelings of not having enough, the mirror has been reflecting situations that match those feelings. But when you start broadcasting confidence, gratitude, and feelings of abundance, the mirror will start reflecting situations that match those new feelings instead. The secret that wealthy people understand is that you don't change what you see in the mirror by trying to manipulate the reflection. You change what you see in the mirror by changing what you're putting in front of it. Your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and expectations about money are what you're putting in front of the mirror. When you change these internal elements, the external reflection automatically changes to match. This means you have much more control over your financial life than you probably ever realized. You're not a victim of economic conditions, your background, your education, or your current circumstances. You're a powerful creator who can attract abundance by aligning your vibration with abundance. The universe operates on principles of abundance, not scarcity. There's more than enough money, resources, and opportunities for everyone to live abundantly, including you. The only limits on your financial success are the limits in your own vibration. When you remove those vibrational limits by consistently broadcasting abundance, you remove the limits on what you can attract into your life. Just like the alchemists of old believed they could turn lead into gold, you can transform your financial life by adopting the mindset and vibration of abundance. You can turn financial struggle into financial freedom, worry into confidence, scarcity into plenty. The transformation happens from the inside out, starting with your vibration and extending into every area of your financial life. If this message has resonated with something deep inside you, if you feel like you've discovered something that could truly change your life, then I encourage you to take action on what you've learned. Knowledge without application is just entertainment. The principles I've shared with you have the power to completely transform your financial reality, but only if you actually use them consistently. Start with the simple daily practice I shared with you. Commit to spending 5 minutes every morning feeling abundant, regardless of what your current circumstances look like. Commit to catching yourself throughout the day when you slip back into old patterns of worry or scarcity thinking and consciously choose to think and feel from abundance instead. Commit to ending each day by appreciating the money that flowed to you, even in small amounts. These practices might seem simple, but simplicity is what makes them powerful. You don't need complicated techniques or expensive programs to change your vibration about money. You just need consistency, patience, and faith in the process. As you begin to apply these principles in your own life, remember that you're not just changing your bank account, you're changing your entire relationship with abundance. You're discovering that you have the power to create, to attract, and to live the financial life of your dreams. You're awakening to your true potential as a conscious creator of your own reality. The journey to financial abundance is really a journey back to your authentic self, the self that was born deserving of all good things, including financial prosperity. That abundant self has always been there, waiting for you to remember who you really are and what you're really capable of creating. Your abundant future is not just a possibility, it's your birthright. The universe wants you to succeed, to thrive, and to experience the joy and freedom that come with financial abundance. All you have to do is align your vibration with that abundant future and watch as it unfolds in your life in ways that will amaze and delight you. The transformation begins now with your next thought, your next feeling, your next choice about how you want to vibrate about money. Choose abundance, and abundance will choose you back.